In this video, I want to show you how I use the clippings documents and the notes tool to help me in my sermon preparation. I want to say up front that there are so many different ways to do sermon preparation. I'm under no impression that my way is the best way. In fact, I encourage you to put in the description how you use these tools for your sermon preparation. The other thing I want to say is that these tools can and should be used for something other than sermon preparation. So you can use your notes, as I'll show you in a minute. I use it for sermon preparation. I also use it as I'm preparing a sermon. I kind of put together my own study Bible as I'm working through the text with my notes. And so you've got to find a system that works for you, and this might spark an idea of something that could be helpful for you. So the first thing I want to talk about are our clippings documents. Now, to open a clippings document, you go to Docs up here, and then you're going to say New, go to New, and then you're going to have the option Clippings. And it is the clippings document is a tool that lets you store brief paragraph sentences, things that you would think to highlight in one document for easy access. And so I want to show you how I use it, but it is the place that I take all of the research that I'm doing for a sermon each week. And I'm not going to highlight that because I don't want to come to it. I just want it for that sermon. All of that information goes into the clippings document. So I only have one clippings document for the sermon. I keep, I'll get a new one each week. I delete the old one because I don't need that clipping document anymore. But it's the place, if there's thoughts, paragraphs, things that I want to come back to, then I've got that in that one document. So it's kind of like a junk drawer when you're going through 80, 90 resources in preparation for a sermon or a lesson. I get to throw all the things that I think are valuable, all the background information, maybe some of the words I want to think about. It all goes into the clippings document. So let's say we're in John 5, 1 through 17, which is actually my text for this Sunday. I want to show you how I would use this document. We've opened up our clippings document, and let's retitle it. And so I always just title it with the name of the passage. So John 5, 1 through 17, and then I always say clippings because I'm going to create a sermon document, and I always start my sermon document with the text, and I don't want to get these two confused. I want John 5, 1 through 17 clippings, and then I know when I go to my document menu, it's going to be right there, John 5, 1 through 7 clippings. So that is my clippings document. Now, the way it works is, let's say we're going to run our sermon prep guide, and we will run one on John 5, 1 through 7, and then I've got all my different sections, which we'll talk about at some point, but I've got my commentaries, and let's say I'm starting to use commentaries. And so I'm going to go through the Lexham Geographic commentary on the gospel, and it's got some wonderful, wonderful information. For my purposes this morning, I'm not going to be specific as to what I'm sending to the clippings document. That doesn't matter for the video. I just want to show you how to do it. So we're in here, and let's say, oh, there's this paragraph, textual problems, and I want to take this and put this in the clippings document. Well, you highlight, right-click, and then on the right-hand side of your panel, you're going to scroll down until you find Add a Clipping. And there's the document. It'll be automatic. There's the document I just made, the John 5, 1 through 7 clippings. So I do a left click on it, and then it automatically shows up in the clippings document. And so as I'm doing sermon preparation, that bit of information is going straight into the clippings document. And there's a couple things once the information is there that you can do. One is you can tag it if you need to. So as you can search through tags, it'll be right there. But then sometimes I'll use this at the bottom right hand corner where there's this icon, this word that says notes. When you click on it, you can type information about there. And so I might be thinking about something when I go through a commentary. I want to come back to something, and I just put it right here. This is for a video. And then all my notes for that clipping are right there. Let's do another one just so you can see again. So let's say we're going to be in an expository commentary. We'll open up N.T. Wright's commentary, and let's say he's, I don't know, it doesn't matter, but this we're gonna use this paragraph, goes to my clippings document, right click on it, scroll down until you see John 5, 1 through 17 clippings, click on it, and then it is right there. So, and it just goes in order. It'll come up for you. And so there's the first one that we sent to our clippings document, and then there's the second one that we sent to the clippings document. And while you're in the clippings document, this is wonderful. Let's get rid of the commentaries that we had closed. If you are open, if you're in your clippings document and you click up here on the title of what the resource is, it will open that resource back up. And it's just a wonderful way to mark things. But then you're not highlighting. I'm not a big highlighter guy for resources unless I'm going to come back to that a lot. And so this is just a wonderful thing. So that's how I use Clipping Document is I go through 80, 90 resources a week, and I throw all the things, commentaries, monographs, journals, anything and everything that I think is going to be helpful for my preparation of that sermon into a clippings document. And so that it's kind of like the brain or the work of getting all the information from other people as to how I want to think about the text. So that's how I use clipping document. Now let's talk about how to use notes within sermon preparation. So when I use notes, and I'll open them up here. When I use notes, I'm doing a couple things. Notes for me, I'm creating my own, in a sense, study Bible. So when I put something in a note for sermon preparation, I anchor it to a text so that when I'm in that text later on, long term down the road, it's something that I want to come back to. And so when I've got my Bible open on my phone or my iPad or even at the computer, it's kind of like a Ryland Brown's Study Bible. I absolutely love this feature. And again, there's a lot of things you can do with notes. This is how I use notes for sermon prep because I'm also preparing my heart long term. It's not just about that sermon. There's some things that I might forget over the years or over the weeks or months that it's important for me to remember and know. The notes tool is a wonderful way to do that. So let's open up our Bible. And there it is. And we're going to be in John 5, 1 through 17. It's going to open up. My note-taking system is pretty simple. I'm a pretty simple guy. They have so many options and colors and icons, and it's nuts. It's wonderful what you can do with the software. I'm a pretty simple guy because I'll forget if it's not simple. So what I do when I use notes to kind of create my study Bible, I'm doing this as part of sermon prep. I'm connecting the text to ideas that I want to keep for the sermon, but also on down the road. Is I open up my notes, my note tool. I've got my Bible open, and I only use 4 different kinds of colors on the notes. My system is 4 colors. A yellow note equals a note that's my thought. So this is something for me that I'm thinking about the text. This is my own observation. That's important. And so here on the right-hand side of the screen, hopefully you can see we've got a yellow note box. That is my note. Those are my thoughts. A green box right here means that it is a commentary or a quote. That's not my thought. That is something that I've noticed from one of the commentaries or a book that I've been reading that I think I want to anchor that to that text so that when I'm in there, when I see green, I know that's not me, that's someone else. The other color that I use is purple. And I use a little bit different icon for purple. But as I'm going through Logos and I see illustrations, I'm beginning to anchor illustrations to a text so that if I'm ever out or I'm just doing even my own Bible study, it's helpful to me imagine the illustration and the application if I've got it right there instead of thinking, no, what did I talk about? What illustration did I give? It's right there. And then the last one is I have a blue icon for my daily devotional, which isn't sermon related, but I will often journal through the text based on a daily devotion, and I use a blue icon for that, which we don't see right now. And it's really easy to make a note. Let's say we're in John 5:1. When you click on New Note, let's say it's going to be my own thought. I'm going to make it a yellow note. So you go to this icon up here where it kind of looks like a post-it note, and you just pick the color that you want. I've chosen yellow, and I will say this is my note. And then when I go back to the text over here, look right there, when you hover over the icon of the one we just made, it says this is my note. It means that's the one we just made. So do you kind of see how that works? It's fantastic. And when you're in the Bible and you're in a text, and the text is up here in your text field, so John 5:1, when you click new note, a new note is going to be anchored to that text automatically, so you don't have to anchor it. But let's say you do need to anchor it. You're not in the text, but you know you want to anchor to a text. Very easy to do. You just click the add anchor, and then you can put whatever reference you want. We'll just do Psalm 23 for now. It'll come up, and now that note is anchored to Psalms 23. So let's try that out when we go to Psalm 23. And there we have a note up here. It's the same note, and so it shows up everywhere that you have it anchored. The other thing that you're going to want to do is set your notebooks up, which are these things over here. Set your notebooks up, and so that I set all my, so like when I'm in John, I've got a notebook for every gospel. And so Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John each have their own notebooks. And so if this is one for John, I will put it in the book of John. And so that note, all my notes then for John, show up in my John notebook. Very, very helpful feature. So again, pick a system that works for you. If you need to make a note and anchor it, and you're not in the text, let's get rid of our Bible. You can click new note, and you notice the option of add anchor isn't there. You want to go to the three dots over here, and then there's going to be an option, add anchor. And then right there, it'll come up with what the reference was, or you can add your own reference, and the text will then be anchored. So those are the things that I use for to help me in sermon preparation. We could spend hours talking about sermon preparation in the Logos Bible software, but I'm a pretty simple guy. I want a system that I can remember. So don't forget clippings, short-term document for me of all the things from commentaries, monographs, and journal, an easy place for all my research that I can then go back to before I begin to write my sermon, before I begin to write a manuscript or an outline. And then as I'm doing that work, I'm using the notes tool to really create my own Bible study, my own Bible study, my own resource that anytime I'm in the text, study Bible, that's the word, study Bible. Anytime I'm in the text, I've got that information right there for me, and it's very helpful long term. So that's how I use these two tools specifically for sermon prep. If you've got a way that you use these tools for sermon prep, just go ahead and put them in the comments below. Let us know so we can talk about it. We can learn together as we use this software. Well, until next time, God bless.